Welcome to Crochet Yarn Pattern Talk Tuesday, episode 4. Today I have some news and updates, so let's get started. I will show you my one finished object. Yes, unfortunately only one today. That's because I have been working on the tutorial. And the wonderful thing about the tutorial is it's almost finished. I do have the second part to finish up, and the reason why I have a second part is that I got a little over ambitious and I created a second portion. I'm upside down. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. I don't know why it says that. Hi, Dana. Let me see if I can fix the camera. Give me a second. Apparently, I'm upside down. I'm a little wild and crazy, so apparently, you know. Is that better? There we go. Well, that's always good. Okay, so sorry about that craziness, but I guess it's always fun to be a little upside down and crazy, right? So, so I'll show you my one finished object. The one finished object is it is the hat that I showed you last week in the chunky, but you can definitely see you can definitely see the stitch definition in the solid color now, which I love. And even though I still did the slip stitch, the 21 inches of slip stitch, it was much quicker and easier to do in the 4-weight ice yarn. Hi, Brian. And yes, Dana, yes, it was so, is it Lisa? Hi, Lisa. I hope that's how you say it. It was really nice to do this. It was much quicker. I don't know, much quicker with the ice yarn than it was with the chunky. So I will definitely, you can't hear me? Huh. Hopefully this will be better. It was much nicer to do with the ice yarn than it was a super chunky 6. And that pattern is Stepping Texture Hat by, oh, sorry, it was kind of tilted under my jacket. Yarnspirations.com. So it was really nice. Now with the, sorry, let me think. The tutorial. The tutorial should be out in probably tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. I had to think because I have I'm sorry, I had to think how much I had to finish on the one. I have one row left, and then the next one goes really, really quick. So I'll have it done tonight. Edit will go quick, and I'll have the tutorial out in the morning. Should be, depending on how quickly YouTube uploads. So it'll go quick for now, you know, as long as YouTube doesn't give me any difficulties. So it'll go quick. So you'll have the tutorial on what I've been keeping in the bag. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I saw your message pop up. I gotcha. And so I'm so excited for you guys to see it. And I hope you enjoy it. And then I can work on the second part, which you guys have gotten a glimpse of that. If you're new to the channel, check out last Tuesday's chat, and you'll see the glimpse of that. And you'll see the finished item of that, and that's what I'm talking about, the shawl, which I don't think I have up here right now. It's downstairs. But that one will go, I have to write up the pattern for that in the tutorial, and then I'll send that out to testers. And once I get that back, I'll release the pattern and the tutorials for everybody. Of course, depending on what the pattern testers say and what needs to be modified, obviously. If a lot needs to be modified, then, you know, obviously that'll, because I've never written a pattern. It's behind me. My big head was blocking it. So it's there. I'm just at a different angle today. So what was in the background? There's a lot in the background. There's all sorts of yarn and all that. Did you ask me a question down here? I'll get that later. I'll answer that later. I have all sorts of yarn. Lots of yarn. Hi, Jeannie. So, if anybody has any questions that they want me to answer as far as like help questions, make sure that they get those submitted via email. I know a couple people were having questions about their channels. Make sure you send those in via email. So I can help anybody that may have questions there. I don't have a lot of finished objects this week. I don't even have any works in progress this week because I have, you know, I just have those projects, you know, the tutorial, and I'm trying to make sure that the shawl is made up in all sorts of different kinds of yarns. So everybody, no matter what type of yarn that you have on hand, that you can make it with. So far I've made it in a lace weight. Yeah, a 1, a 2, a 4. I can't say that. I don't know what the millions that I had were. I think they were a 2. They might have been a 3. I'm not sure, because obviously they were millions and the bag didn't state what they were. So all I knew was the material it was made out of. So I'm really not sure what they were. So unfortunately, I don't know. I'm you know, with millions, you kind of just get the luck of the draw of what they are. So I've been really focusing on those two. I haven't even worked on my the Hat Not Hate. You're not going to get one in the next live stream. I don't have time to make one. I have to get these other projects out. So sorry, Brian. Sorry, not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen. But generally, the reason why I came up with that is I tend to go and make quite a few things pretty quickly, so I go through a lot of yarn. That's where I came up with the name. So that's why I came up with the name. So, but no, I'm not going to make a dragon before the next live stream because the next live stream is Sunday. And that's definitely not going to happen. Hey, Avery, how are you? Yep, that's how I came up with it. But yeah, I was trying to come up with a unique name, and I don't know. That's kind of where I came up with it. And this week, I definitely don't feel like well, I definitely haven't made a lot of projects, but I've been working on the tutorials and making sure that the projects can be made with any type of yarn. So it's behind the scenes things for right now for the projects that I'm working on, and I hate keeping them that way, but it's just like what I'm working on kind of has to be that way right this moment. So unfortunately, that's... Shh. Hey, nobody asked you. Hey. Hey, enough. Sorry. He's my little guard dog. He must hear something. But normally when... Hey, enough. Who's that? Well, one I showed last Tuesday, but that was the prototype pretty much, but it turned out amazing. And then the other two, how do I pick my projects? Well, when it's not my design, which these three are my design, completely my design. The one that I'm doing the tutorial on is, the stitch is not mine, but the design of the rest of it is. The one that I did and showed last week, I designed, I mean, granted, I didn't design this double crochet, but the rest of it was my design. And so the one that I showed on last Tuesday, sorry, I had to remember when I did it, that was just all my design. I just sat down and started doing it. But as far as all the other projects, I just see something and I just like, hey, I want to make that. And then I write myself, generally on the first of the month, I write a list up of, things that I see or patterns that I like. And I write them all down, and then each Sunday I go through on my weekly planner and I schedule out what I want to do, and then that's what I do. And then hopefully I schedule it out and I try to hit everything. Sometimes life gets in the way and I don't always do that. But so, I try. Like this month, my goal is to try and make 18 hats for Hat Not Hate. So that's my goal. I'm a little behind already, but we'll see. I should be able to catch up because hats don't take that long. Generally. So we'll see. Like this hat here took me nothing flat in this yarn. But now in the bulky, it's taken me a lot longer. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's the second time around I'm making it, or if it's the yarn. Not sure. Because this was quick. Even with 21 inches of slip stitch. Really? Somebody must love slip stitch. That's crazy. That's just literally crazy. Who loves slip stitch that much? Not this girl. Seriously. Oh, did you? Hi, how are you? And sometimes I do. Sometimes, you know, the yarn, I may pick a pattern, but it doesn't mean it's based on the yarn. I mean, let me see, how would I say it? I pick a pattern and then I'll have a yarn in mind, and then how do I want to explain it? When I find the patterns, I generally already have a yarn in mind. Does that make sense? Generally, when I go through and I decide what I want to do, I will already have yarn, or I already have the yarns in mind for those patterns. Now, sometimes, like a lot of the hat patterns will require like a 6-weight yarn, and until I got the gift card, I didn't have the 6-weight yarn. So it's like, okay, well, what 2 yarns can I combine to get that thick yarn? You know what I'm finding? I'm finding that it will. This is supposed to be done with a 6-weight bulky. I did it in a 4-weight. Sometimes you just have to really adjust your hook size and watch tension. And sometimes it may take a lot more yarn, but you can do it. I mean, like, granted, I did redesign it. You may not have even seen it. Your Inspirations did a pattern that's an open granny square, and it called for 19-inch squares in a 4-weight yarn. I redesigned it and did it in, like, I want to say it was like a 2 or 3-weight cotton bamboo yarn. And I redesigned it for a closed, or what you would call a closed granny square. It turned out amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I couldn't have been any more happier with it. And it was quick to recalculate it and redo it with the new yarn, and I just adjusted my hook size and still made sure the squares were the right size for the size of the measurements of the person, you know, for the, you know, the different size of the people, you know, because it's a garment. You have to obviously make adjustments for the person that you're making it for. But it turned out beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And she's thrilled with it. Absolutely thrilled with it. So, I mean, you just play around with it for a bit, and if you have to frog it back, try another hook size. Frog it back and try another hook size. You know, play around with it. I mean, yeah, it takes your time, but if it saves you money in the long run by having to go buy more yarn rather than use what you have, why not? I mean, play around with it. I guarantee you in the long run, yeah, you'll be so thrilled when it works out. And it will, I promise you, it will work out. And you will be so tickled with yourself when you figure it out. And you can figure it out. I mean, because there's so many times that it's like, I'm going to make that pattern. And then it's just like this one. I will use this pattern again. And it's just like, okay, let's take the divine hat. How many of us, and it's not just me, how many of us have seen that bulgy little bulk at the bottom of the divine hat? Hi, Susan. When you increase to the 4 hi Donna, when you increase to the 4 double crochets at the bottom. And then it just doesn't, it's for some reason it doesn't look quite right. So we wind up not doing that last increase. And then you wind up just omitting it the next time. And I've heard it from multiple people that do the divine hat, that they just don't do that that last increase. So has Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. So has Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. Yep, Susan will tell you. Yep, there you go. It's Hi, Jamie. A good book for beginners. I'll have to think about that one. So Ginkgo, you've never had a problem with the divine hat bulging out with the 4 increase? Interesting. Yeah, mine did too, Susan. That's good. I'm glad it turned out. I wonder, Jamie, if it was the, like there's another one that's going around. It's like the swirl hat. That's another one I did, but it still had the similar problem. At least I noticed it did. But most people I talked to had the same issue. Even Mama Hodge. Oh, the shell hat. Okay. Jamie, see if you could send that to me. I'd like to take a look at it. I'd be definitely interested in seeing it. Okay. Sounds good, Brian. Oh, okay, Jamie. Okay. So she did it 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, I haven't made the smaller hats. I've only made the adult size, but I think I'm going to do some for some of the smaller ones for the Hat Not Hate program. Send those in because it's a quick pattern. It's so easy, and that's what I love about it. It's just a really fast pattern. Well, most let me be careful with that. Most hat patterns are pretty quick to work up. So, and that's what I like about hats. They're pretty quick to work up, so that's what's nice about them. So it's not too bad to get those worked up. Oh, you did watch it, Andrea. Okay. Interesting. And does it have the 4 increase at the bottom? My Mr. 21 just got back from a field trip and he's sound asleep on the floor in my office. Okay, Susan. Interesting. Ruby Stedman. I do not have a piece of paper to write it down. Jamie, but you slept since then. I hear you. I definitely hear you. I understand that. It's like, oh, yeah. It's like, well, I did something since then. I may not remember. I had to take notes on, what I was going to talk about. I agree. I do like her hat patterns. Bag o' Days, Christy, I like her hat patterns. I love the way the look of Andrea, the back post, front post as well. I love the way that looks on a hat. Absolutely love it. My only thing, I will be perfectly honest with everyone, is how to go from the hat to changing it from the top. When you go from top down, changing it to the brim. If I go from the bottom up hat, I can do it no problem. Okay, Joanne Martinez seashell hat. Okay, got that written down. But yeah, I really, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Or maybe I haven't. Well, yeah, okay, never mind. It's you do your first row of double crochet and then you go, okay, single crochet first and then double crochet and then front post, back post. Okay. I think if I thought about it for a second, I would have gotten that one. I just have to stop and think about it. And my mind has not been on hats. It's been on shawls and tutorials and pattern writing and not hats. The only reason why I did this hat is because I really wanted to see this one worked up in a solid color. Just because I really wanted to see the definition of, you know, the way it just worked up and around. Just because I thought it was pretty. And I was right. It's gorgeous. And that's pretty much all front post, back post as well, which I absolutely love. It's one of, I don't know why it's one of my favorite stitches, but it is. It really is. It just gives it okay. Well, that's so it kind of fits in a little bit snugger. Andrea, which one are you working on of Bag O' Dave's? Jamie, I haven't tried cables too much. Okay, Jill, you have a nice evening. Thank you for coming by. Don't forget the thumbs up if you don't mind on your way out. Oh, the breakthrough beanie. I don't think I've tried that one yet. Thank you, Jill. So now what are your guys' plans for the Thanksgiving decorations? Okay, just this week? Okay, I'll have to go back. That's what I've heard, Jamie, that cabling isn't really that difficult. Hey, Charlie. Welcome. I think I haven't really looked that much into cables. I really want to because I find it absolutely fascinating. I just haven't explored it that much. It's something I do want to because I find it really beautiful. I guess I just look at when you do cabling. Oh, you're making a turkey, Amy. And it's just, I don't want to do a whole lot of necessarily sweaters, but I guess you could do pretty much, I mean, okay, yes, I do sweaters, don't get me wrong. But you can do all sorts of things with cabling. Hi, how are you, Ray? So there's lots of things you can do with cables. I mean, you can cable a hat, you can cable a cowl, you can cable a shawl. I mean, because it doesn't have to be, you know, like when you think cables, you think a thick sweater. Okay, Andrew, you had to frog it because you did one, you'd post twice on one stitch or miss 3. Okay. Oh, sounds like fun, Charlie. Hi, Father Greg. Make you sweat. Oh, your wife used to make you sweaters, Hugh? Okay, Andrew, they're easy. You just have to keep looking at each time you do a post stitch. Okay. What would you recommend, Andrew? What books, or do you do patterns, or you just... Okay. Okay, Hugh, let's try and keep it respectful. Oh, really? So, Charlie, you've been dabbling with cables, but you're not secure yet? What have you been doing? What have you been trying? Sorry, everyone. Okay, Andrew, so you did the cable cowl from Hobium. Or no? Yes, sorry. I agree, Mike. Oh, I didn't know Crystal did a sweater, a cable sweater. Very interesting. I will have to look at that. And Jamie, you started off with a single twist. Okay, guys, I have to finish my tutorial. I have to write that pattern. You guys are gonna get me all. Thank you so much for coming by. Like, you're gonna have me off on a tangent of cable. But I will write that into my next month's plan. Oh, that's cool, Donna. I don't think I've seen those. I did a pretty nice sweater, if I say so myself. I'm pretty proud of it. I know the person that got it was pretty happy. Eventually I want to do some more designing. That's on my to-do list. So you're planning on designing it, Charlie? Hi, Linda. Yes, I remember that one now. Donna. Oh, awesome, Charlie. That's cool. Yeah, mine was kind of a redesign. Uh-oh. Not good, Jamie, when you don't have sound. I did a redesign of a granny square cardigan that Yarnspiration did. Well, what I do, Christy, is when they're long projects, I like to break them up with smaller projects in between and then go and work on it a little in between. That's what I find I have to do. If I find I'm starting to lose my Crochet, I'll do little projects in between. I have to. Because if I don't, I just like completely lose interest in crocheting altogether. So it's just like, okay, time to find something small to do. Whether it's hats or a shawl. Camille, right? No, Desi. Uh-oh. My bad. Help me out on that one. Camille. No, it's Camille. Sometimes I have a hard time sometimes remembering everyone's names, so forgive me sometimes. Awesome! Well, welcome and thank you for coming and hanging out. It's wonderful to see you. Hi, Tammy. Mine is D. When D's not in the room. That's a long-standing joke. You have a pattern, so Donna says you have a pattern and all the yarn for a long calf-link cardigan, but haven't started it yet. I keep doing projects for others. Ah. Yes. You know, I've been thinking about doing something like that. I guess what really kind of worries me about doing those, because the cardigan that I did was just four granny squares, and then you kind of put them over. Is I worry about the Charlie, that's not nice to hide in the bathroom. Your grandson's going to be terrified of that. That never stopped my kids. Even if I needed 5 minutes, they still went in the bathroom after me. Good luck with that, Charlie. I worry about the arms. About messing up the arms because I haven't done that yet. No kidding, Jamie. Once they get quiet, you got to worry about that. Oh, okay. Someone's still watching him? Well, that's good. Oop. You always worry when the kids go quiet. You know they're up to something. Oh, yeah. The kids always ask questions at the door. Camille says, Charlie, you have me thinking of a meme, the little baby putting his hands under the bottom of the door. Oh my goodness. My grandkittens do the same thing. When I'm at my daughter's house and I go to the bathroom, the grandkittens start pawing under the door. Or the grandpup, you can hear the grandpup scratching at the door because Nana goes in the bathroom. Yeah. Yep. Because my daughter doesn't have any kids that, they're her fur babies. So, when Nana comes to visit, it's pretty exciting. So, at least my kids are old enough now, they realize don't bother Mom. But, the fur dog, on the other hand, if I leave my bedroom door open, he comes to see what Mom's doing. Yeah, exactly, Jamie. They have no concept of what you might actually be doing in there. They don't care. They're like, what you doing? Oh, you're just sitting there? You can pet me. Or you can talk to me. Depending on which, version of children you're talking about, the fur children or the children. Exactly, Christy. They don't care. You're in one spot. They can talk to you. They'll have your undivided attention. Oh, you're sitting still. Oh, Charlie, your older kids still try and follow you into the bathroom? Oh. Oh, Wendy, you also have fur grandpups, and they're very spoiled too. Yep. My fur grandkids are very spoiled. Yes, they know that Nana's Day. Oh, thank you, Madonna. 444. Oh, good Lord, hold on. That's a lot of numbers. 414, 405, 538, and 560. Thank you, Madonna. That's awesome. Except I have I have Madonna, you're gonna get me off on the cable thing, and I'm never gonna I have to get the tutorial filmed and the pattern written. Uh-oh, Charlie, you're in trouble. Madonna had... No, that's okay. I'll put these on my list. It's all good, Madonna. All good. I'll put them on my list of to-dos. No, I'm definitely hyper-focused on getting that tutorial out and that pattern written. Now, whether anybody understands it or not, that's definitely a totally different situation. Oh, Christy, your dog's busting and want to see what you're doing no matter what you're doing. Thanksgiving gathering in the bathroom at your house. Oh no, Charlie. And then if you ever lock the door, they're just all gathered outside the door like, what are you doing out in there? Why'd you lock the door? Well, the one, Madonna, I showed last Tuesday. And then the other one, or the other, I should say two, because I was just, originally I'd only designed one. And then for some reason I was like, oh, what about this? And so I designed a second one for the tutorial that I'm doing right now. So, yep, I designed two of them versus just one. So, pretty excited about that. But that tutorial's almost done. Very close. So I'm pretty excited about that. Very excited. Okay, so Wendy, you're working on a stocking for the Grandpups Found a Crochet. Oh, how neat. Sarah Satch from Posh Push Designs. I love her designs. I have not done actually like made anything, but I've looked through her stuff and I love it. I love her stuff. I've been wanting to do some dog bandanas from her. I just haven't done them yet. She does some great stuff. I love, I try and drop in as much as I can to some of her little chats, but I haven't in a while. Thank you for stopping in, Christine. If you don't mind on your way out, if you could hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, I'd appreciate it. I agree, Wendy. I do agree. She is really good, and she's funny. She's a lot of fun to watch. She's really good. She's got a lot of dog stuff. And lots of everything. She's got lots of everything. I can't just say dog stuff, but if you're looking for dog patterns, I always send people her way, because that's kind of where she focused a lot for a long time. So she has a lot of different patterns. So if you're ever looking for stuff for your pooch, go see her channel. She has a lot of stuff, a lot of great stuff, a lot of wonderful stuff. Dog sweaters, a lot of, I just said it like 2 seconds ago. The little collars, the little bandanas, that's it. The bandanas, all sorts of stuff. I think, she even did like a little, I want to say she did a little hot dog, a little bun hot doggy thing. I think I saw that on her channel a while back. So lots of fun stuff. She's got all sorts of stuff. She's got great stuff. I loved her little mini sweater Christmas ornaments. I know it's not dog related, but mini sweater Christmas ornaments that she did. They were pretty awesome. I haven't made them yet, but they're on my, I want to make list. And they're only like this big, you know, they're really small. And you take a little paper clip to hang the sweaters. Super cute. Super cute. And I want to make them. So I was like, those would be so cute. I'm like, yep, gonna make them. Need to buy paper clips. Hi Shannon, how are you? So we were just talking about Sarah Satch over at Posh Pooch Designs and some of the different crochet things she's come out with if you haven't seen them. Camille, do you have a webcam already? And the reason why I asked is just look into the, that's why I'm on so late today, is, I'm not sure, Wendy. She does a couple different sizes. So look at the different sizes. Look before you go out and buy a new webcam. Look on the YouTube just changed how they do their streaming because it was a little confusing to me. You have to download some other software onto your computer. So check that out first. It's free software, depending on where you go. So check that out and see what kind of webcam you may need before you go buy it. And make sure you get one that is all the specs and all that. So that's why I'm on a little bit late, because I got tired of fiddling with theirs and just went back to what I was using previously, because I got tired of fiddling with it, to be perfectly honest. It's not hard to do. It's just that I got tired of fiddling with it, and I was just like, forget it. I'm not dealing with it tonight. I'll deal with it another day. So I was like, yeah, I'm done. There's only so much that I'll deal with it. Some days, Wendy, I can be too. Some days I get frustrated and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to deal with you anymore. I walk away. There's just some days, and some days I'm hyper focused and I can deal with it. And I didn't realize that they were changing everything that they were doing, and you could talk to my hand today. I'm like, yeah, go in. Bye-bye. So, hi, Melissa. How are you? Oh, yes, Jamie, you need to head to bed. Well, Jamie, thank you so much. And if anybody that's heading out, if you don't mind hitting a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate that. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, and there's some nights I do that too. I completely understand that, Camille. I do. I've got one asleep over there on the floor, and it's not the furry one. Jamie, I enjoyed having you here. Thank you so much. I hope he had fun. That's all that matters. Gotta love when you see your kids go out on something during the day at school and they come home so exhausted they pass out on the floor. You know they had a good day. I get the watch time hours. Yes, I do, Wendy. Yes, I do. I definitely do. Yeah, he had a field trip today, and he came home. I don't even know if he sat in the chair. I think he just laid down on the floor and snuggled with the dog, and he was out cold. So, but I do think I probably should get off of the live feed and go feed him so he can get a shower and head to bed for the night. So, but I will do a live chat probably earlier on Sunday. And popcorn request? I'm confused. Oh, popcorn requested here. Oh, you want me to cook popcorn? And I will be doing a Sunday social, or Sunday, yeah, my Sunday live chat this week. And it'll probably be earlier on Sunday. So I appreciate it. And if anybody that's new here enjoyed this chat, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the bell so you'll notified when I'm live again. I do these oral video on Tuesdays, and you're definitely gonna, well, I wouldn't say definitely, but there's gonna be something coming up here soon that you might be interested in. So that secret thing that I've been keeping a secret is going to come out real shortly. So you might want to hit that subscribe and the bell to get notified. So until we see each other again on Sunday this week. So have a good night, all. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. Don't forget the thumbs up on your way out. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thanks again.